Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling the one skill that can absolutely make or break your career: communication. But we're not just talking about the basics. We're talking about how to give it a serious upgrade with a little help from AI. So let's start with a scene I'm sure we've all lived through. You're in a meeting, you've got this incredible, game-changing idea, you lay it all out, and then crickets. Just blank stares. The idea totally bombs. You're left wondering what on earth went wrong. Well, here's a kind of frustrating truth. The problem is hardly ever the idea itself. Nope. It almost always comes down to how it was communicated. Because, let's be real, if you can't get your expertise out of your head and into someone else's, it's like it doesn't even exist. And this gets to a huge paradox in the modern workplace. Your technical skills, the hard skills, they're what get your foot in the door. But it's those soft skills, things like problem solving, telling a good story, and especially communication, that let you climb the ladder, lead teams, and actually make a difference. So if we're saying communication is basically the master key to unlocking your professional potential, we better get really clear on what it actually is. First off, it is not a monologue. It's not just about talking at people. True communication is a two-way street. It's a dance, really. An exchange where the number one goal is making sure the other person genuinely gets what you're saying. And that means listening is every bit as important as speaking. Okay, so let's break this down even further. Turns out every single professional interaction you have is built on 4 fundamental pillars. Think of it like this. Your communication skills rest on these 4 pillars: verbal, nonverbal, written, and visual. Let's do a quick tour of each one. First up, verbal. This is the obvious one, right? The words coming out of your mouth. But it's so much more than that. It's your tone, your pitch, how fast or slow you talk. All of that is shaping your message in real time. Next, we have the absolute powerhouse, nonverbal communication. This is everything you're saying without speaking a word. Your posture, your facial expressions, your eye contact. It's a constant stream of signals that people pick up on, whether you realize it or not. Third is written communication. And in our world of Slack messages and endless emails, this one has become totally central. Every single thing you type, from a quick message to a formal report, is building your professional reputation. And last but not least, visual communication. This is all about using charts, graphs, and good design to make complicated stuff easy to understand. And get this, people remember about 80% of what they see, but only 20% of what they read. So yeah, visuals are a huge deal. Now, out of those 4, we're going to zoom in on the one that has a massive, and I mean massive, impact on how other people see you. And it's one we often forget about. 65%. Just let that sink in for a second. That's how much of our communication is nonverbal. That means over half the message you're sending comes from how you hold yourself, your gestures, your expressions. What you don't say is literally speaking louder than what you do. It's the silent language of confidence. So how do you get a handle on this? Well, you can actually hack your own confidence. Before your next big presentation, try these 3 simple tricks. First, strike a power posture. Stand tall, open your shoulders. Second, pick an anchor word like focus and repeat it in your head. And finally, right before you start, do the 3-2-1 connect. Make eye contact with 3 different people, take 2 slow breaths, and then just smile. Seriously, these little physical tweaks can make a world of difference. All right, so we've worked on the human side of the equation. Now for the really fun part. Let's talk about how technology can be your secret weapon, your co-pilot to take these skills to a whole new level. We're going to focus on 2 areas where AI is an absolute game changer. First, perfecting all of our written communication, making sure every word hits the mark. And second, turning our plain text ideas into stunning, compelling visuals that grab people's attention. When it comes to writing, you've got a whole suite of amazing AI assistants at your fingertips. We're talking about tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini. They can help you brainstorm ideas, draft emails, clean up your grammar, or even change the entire tone of a document. It's like having a world-class editor on call 24/7. And what about making your ideas look good? Well, tools like Gamma AI can literally build an entire beautiful presentation from just a few lines of text. And platforms like Leonardo.ai can create professional-grade graphics and images for you in seconds. No design degree required. But here is the thing, and this is really important. To get amazing results from these AI tools, you can't just mumble at them. You have to learn how to talk to them. You have to master the art of the prompt. And luckily, there's a simple framework for this. A killer prompt has 4 parts. First, give the AI a persona, like act as a seasoned advertising writer. Second, give it a clear task, create a concise tagline. Third, give it context. Here's what the product does. And finally, tell it the format you want. Make it no more than 6 words and use an active voice.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. See how specific that is? It's not just write a tagline. It's giving the AI a role, a job, all the background info, and specific rules to follow. This is the difference between getting a generic, useless answer and getting something that's pure gold.
Which really brings us to the main takeaway here. AI is not here to replace you. It's a tool, a ridiculously powerful tool, sure, but a tool nonetheless. Think of it like a lever that can move mountains, but the intelligence, the confidence, the strategy, the human at the controls, that's still you, and that's what matters most. So really, the future of work, the future of success, it all comes down to a new kind of dialogue. It's a partnership between authentic, confident human communication and powerful artificial intelligence. And the big question for all of us is, are you ready to become fluent in both languages?